Hey everyone, Brendan Snyder here. How are you? Thanks so much for joining me, and welcome to another episode of New Music Finds. This is where I like to collect together all the different things that I've picked up over the past week, present it to you guys, give you a little bit of background on it. So this past week, I actually only bought three things. I don't know what's been going on these last few weeks. There just hasn't been a lot of stuff out there, and I don't know, I've kind of been in a musical lull. Haven't really found something to latch onto. I'm kind of hoping that changes real quick. I know Labor Day is coming up, so I'm going to be going to record stores and stuff like that will probably get the count back up. But I have four things in all to go through with you, and I'm going to do that here in just a bit. Still some good stuff, so stick around for it. If you are new to my channel and you haven't already hit the subscribe button, please do. Leave a comment, hit like, all those things do help. And of course, if you turn on notifications, you'll never miss an episode and stay up to date on really cool things like this, where I'm talking about new stuff that I picked up this past week. So we're going to jump into it with new releases. And one of the ones that I chose to pick up was the reissue for Balance, the 30th anniversary. This is a 2 CD edition of it. You get the original album remastered. Now, the remastering of this is the same as what came out in the box set. I don't know if it was a year or two back when it came out. I myself didn't particularly care for those remasters. The bass was way up front in it, and it really sounded like a remix because the sound did not match the way that it did on their original albums. That's just me. That's how it registered in the way that I took it. I know plenty of you guys out there love those remasters, but I do want people to know the remaster on here is the same as that one. It is not a new remaster. The reason I bought this, though, because how many copies of this could I possibly need when I've got the original copy on CD from when it came out? I've got the box set most recently. Now I'm buying this, but it's that bonus disc that's in here. And that's got the unreleased song Crossing Over. That was on the box set. It was a way to get it there, certainly, too. And Humans Being from the soundtrack. And then Respect the Wind, which was also off of the Twister soundtrack, where Humans Beings comes from. But it's the Live at Wembley that I wanted. So there was a Live at Wembley concert that is the bonus. And that sounds really good. I'm so glad to get that. I always kind of wish with these bonus discs and the shows and stuff like that they would actually release them as standalone on their own. Van Halen Live at Wembley. I don't know if that was 95 or what the year was. Do it that way. That's how I take it. But I do know this, as an album will sell. It also increases the sales of this and you get more certifications. And I know why bands do it, but I don't know. I always would prefer original album art with those sort of things. Still very cool to get it as part of this. There is a box set version where you get the 2 LPs and you get a Blu-ray with music videos. I didn't really need the music videos. I certainly don't need the LP. So for me, at least, the 2 CD edition of this was enough. And of course, there's extra photos and things that are within this that make, getting it in this fashion much more, which is nice. Now, I bought this, which I wasn't expecting much from it, and it turned out to be really good. It's Twisted Sister Detroit Club 1979. I thought it took place in Detroit. It absolutely does not. It is an upstate New York club called the Detroit Club, which makes more sense because Twisted Sister being a New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, a tri-state area band. And they were going through the 70s before they really hit it big in the 80s. They were just a big club circuit band around those 3 states. And this is a radio station show, and it sounds really good. So you do get the radio station announcer in there. There must have been some points where they would go to commercials, and so there's a cut in it or a fade out, I can't recall. But that's just how it is. The quality of this is so very good for 1979. Plus, what I like about this is it's got that older Twisted Sister material on it, the stuff that they never really officially recorded. We did get some of it later re-recorded on a new version of Stay Hungry, some bonus tracks called Still Hungry. But all in all, there are some demos of that came out that are great. But we get stuff on here. There's Rock and Roll Saviors, Pay the Price, Follow Me. You do get songs like there is Under the Blade on here. The song I'll Never Grow Up, Ladies Boy, Can't Stand Still. So lots of cool stuff that is not the big popular stuff, and it's great to hear it in a live setting, and that's what this is. It's on Cleopatra Records. It does come from a previously released box set that collected a bunch of live material together. It was a limited edition sort of thing. It had memorabilia and stuff inside it, but it's now getting a standalone release, and certainly deserving of that, in my opinion. A fan of Twisted Sister, I do recommend checking that out. All right, so let's see. I don't know where it starts. Probably, well, let's start with who it is. Garesh Pradem, who is from Garesh and the Chronicles. And I picked up this album from them, Hail to the Heroes. But I already had this one, Back on Earth. And this album is phenomenal. And just every time I heard it, it got better and better and better. But the reason I picked this up is Garesh turned up in two different bands that I like and listen to. He became the new singer for the End Machine, which is essentially Dokken without Don Dokken. It's got George Lynch, Jeff Pilson in it. And this here, Joel Hoekstra's 13, guitar player from Whitesnake, and formerly with Night Ranger, has his own thing. And both of these turned out to be really good. So I said to myself, it's about time to check out his own band, and was pleasantly surprised. And so I finally was like, I need to get some more of this. And this was the only other album that was available. So I picked this up, and I've been loving this too. And I'm not too entirely sure of Garesh's whole history and how long the band has been around, if they've got more than 2 albums. I see some other things that look like albums, so maybe they've got more, but they weren't stuff that I could get. There was no way to order it. So I'm gonna have to do some homework. I'm gonna have to see what else is out there, because this guy is a real up and coming guy, and I haven't had this much kind of buzz or seen this much buzz around somebody since Ronnie Romero, when he first came out and started playing with people. And he then went everywhere. And I remember at one time I counted it up, and he was in 11 different bands or projects at one time, that he made an album here, an album there, sang for this kind of thing. He sort of slowed down and started to focus on his own career, which I think is great. He's been out doing his own albums. He's about ready to release his 4th studio album. And maybe Garesh will get back to doing Garesh and the Chronicles, or he'll do his own thing. I don't know. But this guy's starting to pop up in some bigger, when I say bigger, I mean there's more famous people and them to bring notoriety to it, and that's elevating his presence as well. Certainly it made me take notice. So I'm looking forward to the next thing that he does, whether with a project, going back to Garesh and the Chronicles, or choosing to do something else. I think it's going to be something good. And if you haven't checked out Garesh and the Chronicles, please check out this album, Back on Earth. It is so very good. The 2 opening tracks on here, the guitar player on this is phenomenal. I can't say enough great things about it or rave enough about it, but I do really like this a lot. And I will say, same thing for this, Joel Hoekstra's 13. The guitar playing on this is awesome. And with Garesh's vocals, again, it puts it over the top. So check out the title track, Crash's Life. It's also very good. All right, now if you've been watching my channel, then you know that I recently did an interview with Greg Giuffria, keyboard player from the band Angel, and also with his own band Giuffria, and then House of Lords. And he's looks like he's trying to make a comeback. He's recording a new solo album. But while I was preparing for that and getting my head into the right headspace for it, I was listening to all of that, and in particular, I was listening to lots of Angel. I also did an Angel album ranking. And if you watch that, then you know that I ranked this album, White Hot, pretty high. It's my favorite of what I would call the non-progressive albums that Angel did, meaning the debut is really the progressive album, a little bit on the second one, Hell of a Band, but then after that, they went much more towards the pump rock and pop rock, pump and pop rock. Too many words or letters with the same start to them that gets confusing. But anyway, this album here, in particular, the song "Hold Me, Squeeze Me," it's one of the best songs they ever did. And so the reason I'm telling you that is that Pete Pardo ended up having an extra copy of that album from Rock Candy and sent me a message, and he was like, hey, anybody interested? Anybody need this? And I was like, well, I've got an original Mercury, but I certainly don't have a Rock Candy edition. And Rock Candy, just does it right. You've seen me do episodes on it. I've been on Grant Arthur's channel talking about Rock Candy. I think I've done it on Pete's channel. So we all love this label. And they've reissued all of the Angel albums. So now I get to add this one to the collection. In fact, only one of my albums is now not a Rock Candy Records. It is the album Sinful. No, sorry. It is the album Hell of a Band. I do have Sinful on it. So at some point I'll pick it up when I get a, find it as an inexpensive thing. But this one here has 2 bonus tracks on it. Better Days and the Christmas song is on here in bonus track form. So very excited, just arrived. That's why I haven't taken it out of the plastic just yet. And that's also why I said that I had only bought 3 things, because these are only the 3 that I actually picked up. And in particular, this is the only thing that's actually like new music to me, because this stuff is all archival. So I really only had this one new thing, but that's why I was listening to all of this. So all in all, though, it was still a good week. But I am really surprised when I got ready to put this episode together. I was like, man, why is it that I only picked up 3 things? I mean, my bank account's very happy, but at the same time, I don't know. Maybe I'm just too busy right now. Maybe I'm looking forward to Labor Day and getting to hit up some record stores and do that sort of thing. I will say this, if you guys are wondering why you haven't seen a video with me and Anthony for a while, he isn't working Saturdays right now or any time on the weekend. And so I haven't been able to go visit and film with him for that reason, which is also limiting the amount of times I go to his record store. And that in and of itself, I'm sure, is why part of my musical purchases have been down as of late. Both of us are hoping to find a time that we can work together again and film. Sometime hopefully in September, our schedules will realign, and then I will do some more shows on that. And of course, you'll see a boost in musical purchases. All right. But until that time, let me know what it is that you picked up this past week. What is one of your favorite releases or something that just really excited you when you got it? All right, everyone. Take care. Have a good one. And I'll talk to you real soon. Bye-bye.